and we get going for the next race, Mini X30 qualifying Heat B and C. How they'll line up, though, is as follows. Nicolas Garcia and Andrea Mani will go from row 1. Gustavo da Silva will go from row 2 with Angelina Torres on alongside. Jarlath Sayer and Toby Gale on row 3. Alvaro Perello and Mel Machad will go from row 4. Martin Marquez and Vicente Capella go from row 5, rounding out the top 10. Alfonso Avedo, who broke down earlier on in one of his heats, hopefully that cart's mended and he can actually start a race this time around. He starts on row 6 with Londono Brando alongside on row 6. Francesco Estrada goes from row 7 with Ruben Cabello, and rounding out the field, Ivan Gonzalez, and row 8 for the Spanish outfit for the AMV team. Cars make their way back out on circuit after an hour's lunch break. Hopefully they're all ready to get going as much as we are here at the circuit. And of course, you at home, and you can follow all the action, of course, with the live timing via the RGMC website, and of course, keeping up with all the results on the website as well as the ukart.io. Also, we're live on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Motorsport TV. So welcome to everyone, wherever you are watching around the world. Hopefully you are supporting your drivers and enjoying the broadcast that you are seeing so far this weekend, as again, drivers head round for that extra time to just warm up those tyres, get everything ready, and get themselves organised in a group. So drivers will sort themselves out, and as you can say, temperature has risen considerably out here in Campios, and again, these drivers will be having to deal with that heat as well. Of course, it gets very hot underneath those helmets. You can crack a visor open a little bit, but it's still not the best air conditioning a driver may have out on circuit. You've got to be a little bit more reserved when you go around, because, of course, you've got your race suit done up. You've got the engine right next to you as well, all the noise and the fumes. So, yeah, it can be a horrible place to be in a kart when you're whizzing round at around 50, 60 miles an hour, even in this class. So these drivers will have to be careful out there, but as you can see, getting themselves in formation quite early on in the lap. They've still got quite a way to go until they are in position, but when they get into this last sector here, this is where overtaking is not permitted. They have to stay in a position until they get to the start-finish line as well. You look at the tram lines as well, you see the big yellow line across the circuit around the 14th and 13th spot on the grids. That, of course, is the acceleration line where drivers have to wait before they can hit the loud pedal and go for it. But, of course, race director will control those lights to make sure it is all good. It's a little bit out askew, and it is green lights. They are going, and it's a great start from the inside row, and Garcia gets a great start, dives to the inside there as Andrea Mani gets again swamped by the main packs. They're in third place. He manages to hold on just in third place. Toby Gale coming through as well. Jarlath Sayer, I think, also with an okay start. You can just see the Jamie Green Racing Outfit driver just holding on to that one in around 6th, 7th place now. So great start. Fastest driver in that first section was Gustavo da Silva, as they go through side by side. The 917 just diving through. That's Martin Marquez, who's had a fabulous start to this race as the whole field packs and slides down that turn 10 and 11 section. Down the infill straight they go for the first time into turn 12. Drivers finding their feet and diving to the inside there as they go through turn 12, but all is well as they all exit cleanly. Back up the hill they go then through in towards turn 14 and 15. Again, still side by side. The 923 coming through there as well. That's Toby Gale in the orange suit in the Croc Promotions outfit. He's right behind there. Jarlath Sayer, who's had a pretty decent start up into P2 actually for the young driver. So absolutely fabulous start. I believe it's still Garcia leading the way. No, it's the 933 that's leading the way. No, it is Garcia. It's the 935. So I can't read properly clearly. That's what it is. So it is Garcia leading from Marquez, Mani, Perello, Manchard, then it's Sayer, Gale, Simmons, Brandano, Marquez, Lopez, Gonzalez, Capella, Perez, and Azevedo. And there you see Garcia holding off there. Gustavo da Silva. Da Silva wanting, at this moment in time, maybe just to work together through this section, but not going for that overtake early doors. Has a look over the shoulder, and that's a crucial bit if a driver is starting to look over the shoulder, they're planning something and they just want to see what's happening around them. So if you do see a driver, just have a quick glance over the shoulder, get ready for something to happen, maybe into turn 16, because looking to the inside, it's nice and clear there. Backs off, brakes a little earlier there, does De Silva. Just tries to get that momentum then through turn 17 and 18. Not worked out this time, but great exit out of turn 18 there. Latches right back onto that rear bumper of Garcia. Garcia holds on to that lead, and now Andrea Mani is back. Held on to that P3. Back there now, and line astern all the way throughout this one. So, after a couple of laps then, it is Garcia, Marquez, Mani, Parello, Saya still there in P5. Mel Machen, and then Angelina Torres still there also. On lap 3 at the moment, and chop and changing has Mani now up into P2 through this section. So Mani looking comfortable here again, back in his original starting spot of P2 and latched on to the back of Garcia. Down in towards 16 they go. Again, Garcia not defending, Mani not going for the move, but again, just looks like a little bit of a tighter exit there for Mani. So maybe just thinking, can I get the momentum out of this section here to have a move down the inside at turn 1? And again, not doing so, but they have dropped there. They have dropped Gustavo De Silva. He has dropped off these two, and that's crucial because he now has not got the slipstream effect. He hasn't got the toe, he hasn't got the bump draft. He will drop off if these two do not start battling, as Andrea Mani in second place with the fastest lap of the race, 1:11.271, really pushing Nicolas Garcia along, as they have pretty much identical lap times when they last crossed the line. So such close racing between these two, and like you say, I do feel slightly sorry here for Gustavo De Silva. He can do nothing really at this point. He's now just going to slowly fall back into the clutches of Jarlis Saya, who's there in P4, and he's got, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, all the way down to 10th place behind him. So, yeah, that's not going to be a good show for him. But these two here, right now, absolutely line astern, pulling away from the main pack, nothing between them, but now extending their lead by about a second now as they exit out of the final corner of lap number 3. Onto 4 we go, and great stuff from these drivers. Of course, the points that they accumulate all the way throughout this will determine where they are going to start, of course. The driver leading that one, Jesse Phillips, of course, we see him race. He took a race win earlier on, of course, with those 0 points. These drivers adding on to that one now, as Garcia in the lead sets the fastest lap. Here's a look a little further back. This is that battle we were talking about. Was led by Jarlis Saya. I think he's dropped back a little further now. I think only the one. I think it's Alvaro Pereiro who's now got in front. Yes, 928. No, 923. I think that's Toby Gale who's dropped. No, yeah, Toby Gale has dropped back there. Yeah, so Toby Gale's got back into that one. So chopping and changing all the way throughout this one, and our two drivers there. There is Jarlis Saya and the 238. So has caught up to the back of the 128, Torres. So Torres has managed to get past. There you can see Gustavo De Silva. Again, not able to do anything there. Just in a no man's land, which is never a good thing. And these two, once again, no chopping and changing. And it will happen when you least expect it. It'll just be blink and he'll go for the move through a corner. And again, these drivers just have to pick and choose where they want to overtake. And if they start showing their cards too early about where they're trying to set up and where they're trying to overtake, they ruin basically the surprise they try to spring on the driver that they're battling, really. So you want to really wait until the last minute opportunity to go for that overtake, so the driver that you've overtaken can do nothing to retaliate. So it's a very tricky thing to do, because of course if the overtake doesn't work, then you had all those other opportunities to overtake that are gone. So you have to choose very carefully. It's a very It's a mental game of chess at about 60 miles an hour. And there we go, down the inside. Andrea Mani goes for the race lead. Gets past Nicolas Garcia. Garcia fights back on the outside, but Mani closes that door, hits the apex, and now they exit out straight away as they go onto the main straight. Mani goes to the inside line, looks over the shoulder, checks where Garcia is. Garcia all the way around the outside here, tries to get the switch back. Can't quite do it. Stays there then. Stays in P2. No, it has. No, so Mani has stayed there in P2. So it's getting tongue-tied there. So, yeah, Garcia still leads, actually. So Garcia still leads from Mani. So Mani tried to get that move back done. Switches to the outside now, switches back to the inside. That's a great switch-over move there by Andrea Mani. Now goes back down the inside of Garcia, and Garcia now can't respond to that one as they go through this section. So that's a good place to get that overtake done, but then you are suffering going in towards turn 12. So Garcia again looks to the inside. Mani covers it as we go on this final lap. Only a few more corners to go. This is allowing Gustavo da Silva to close back up once again. Remember, we saw 3 wide in one of these races earlier on at the finish. Are we going to see that again with da Silva closing in? Out of turn 16, no move can be done there. Straight back down the inside goes Garcia, gets that move done, and Mani can't defend that one again, but he's going to have the run. It's going to be another run to the line here, across the line. Who's going to take it? It will be Andrea Mani. Does take that by 1/100th of a second across the line. Nothing between them from Garcia. Gustavo da Silva does cross the line, 6/10 down. Couldn't quite catch up. They managed to hold on to that lead. Angelina Torres crosses the line in P4. Jarlis there, fabulous result. P5 manages to hold on to that one. Much better race for the young British driver. Miguel Manchard, 2 places gained, finishes in P6 from Alvaro Perello. He finishes P7. Toby Gale finishes a P8 from Martin Marquez. He finishes P9. London Brando has comes in the top 10. 2 places gained. Ivan Gonzalez, I should say. 4 places gained, finishing a P11. Fantastic running. Francesco Lopez also P12. Vincente Capella crosses the line, P13 from Ruben Capello. Finishes in P14, and Alfonso Azevedo finishes the race this time, but albeit down in 15th place. So maybe not fully up to speed after that breakdown earlier on. There's a look then at the pending classifications. So all of these provisional at the moment for Mini X30 as they come in. We will have another Mini X30 race again after this one, so they've got a couple of back-to-backs, and then that is them done until they are back out again at around 4:30 for the minis. So one more mini race, and then they've got a bit of a breather before we see them again. So each class again have 2 more races each.